Welcome to Candace Lynn TV, where I do a little bit of everything, but today I'm going to show you guys how I made this shirt. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it by going to the internet browser of your choice. I'm going to try to find the Barbie text that I'm looking for my background. So I'm going to go to Safari and type in Barbie and look for that text. So I'm just looking through trying to find the text that I want to use, and I finally see what I want to use, and that's exactly what I want, and it's already a PNG. So I'm going to hold my finger down on the image and then click add to photos, and that will save it in my photos. Now I'm going to go to my favorite app. Y'all know what I'm talking about, Phonto, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. I tell y'all every single time. So I'm going to click on the camera in the bottom, and then on plain images, the white square at the right, and then the icon also at the top right. You don't have to change the size does not matter in this instance. Then I'm going to click use and save. Then you go to click grid anywhere in the bottom of the screen or top, any gridded area, and then click add text, and it's going to bring all of these fonts. And this is why I love this app, like free fonts. Cricut's trying to make me pay for it through Design Space, but I'm going to get them free on Phonto. So I'm going to type the text that I want, and then I'm going to change the color so that I can see it against that background. And I also like to center it and make it a little bit bigger. So center it. I don't know why, but I just like doing that. It just makes me feel better. Once I have that, I am going to save this image by clicking on the icon at the bottom on the right. Get out my business, quit being nosy to who I'm texting, and save that image to my photos. Now I'm going to go into Cricut Design Space and go to New Project. Now I'm going to click upload and pick out my first design, which is the first thing that I made on Phonto, which is the word black. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to bring you to this screen, and this is where you're going to remove all of the background that you don't need. So you see the little square at the top that's black, that's going to show you what's going to be left behind. So make sure you look at that photo to make sure that you're removing all of the areas that you don't want, and that includes the middle of the letter. So make sure you're focusing on getting all of that out, because you don't want to have the insides of your letters still there and it's gonna look crazy. So just make sure you remove everything that you don't want. So once that's done, you will click next 2 times, and once you click next 2 times, it's going to bring you to the screen where you're going to basically click on the image that says cut, and then you can name it whatever you want to name it. Once you name it, then you'll click save. Once it's saved, it will pop up to this screen, and then you'll pick whatever image you already did the background removal for, and then pick it and click insert at the bottom. So now I'm basically just going to move this around and get it out of the way, and I'm going to change the size. I want the width of this to be 10 and the height to be 4. So that's what I'm doing here, and it doesn't really matter where I have it at. I just wanted it out of the way just to see what I'm working with. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you know when I post my next video. And on to the next step, I'm going to upload the Barbie image, and I'm going to tell you why it's so important and why it's so easy to go ahead and get your PNG, so that this step will be way easier. So you click upload, and then you're going to select from your photos, and I'm going to choose the Barbie one. As you can see, the background is already removed because it's a PNG. It's already transparent and you don't have to remove anything. And then you just click the next 2 times the same way. Click the option that is cut, and then you're going to name it and save it. And once you do that, you do the same thing as we did for black. You'll basically pick that image and then insert it. I'm going a little slow, I'm talking a little fast. So once it's on your screen, then you can change the size. At first I thought I wanted my width to be 8 and then my height to be 2.5, but I'm going to go in and change that. So as for right now, I thought I had enough vinyl to make it that size, but I did not, and I had to change it. So I'm going to move that, and I'm going to change the color to pink by going to edit and changing that color to pink. And it doesn't really matter at this point because I know what color I want it to be. It's just that I want it on want y'all to see what it's going to look like. So I'm now going in to change the size. I realized I did not have enough vinyl to make it that size, so I'm changing it to 7.5 by 2.5. And then I'm going to go into my actions, and I'm going to click duplicate because I want 2 of these. So I'm going to slice it out of the word black. So now I'm going to just basically show y'all what it's going to look like whenever I put it on the shirt. So that's the finished design, but there's something else I need to do. So I'm going to select all of it and not just leave the one at the bottom by itself. Select it, and then I'm going to click group. Once I click group, I'm going to go in and slice that same image. And then what that's going to do is take the Barbie that I put on top of black, and it's going to cut it out of the black so that I can remove it all and have an empty space for Barbie to fit in when I put it on the shirt. So this is me moving it down and getting rid of that, I guess you could say that design, because I don't need it. Then I can show you that the Barbie's going to basically fit in that same spot. And that's what we want. So that you don't have bulky trying to iron out HTV vinyl on top of itself. It's just going to lay flat and look more seamless and more professional. So then I'm going to move that back down, and I'm going to change the color of the Barbie back to black just because I want it on the same mat. When you have different colors, it tries to put it on two different mats, but I like using the snap mat feature, so I'm going to change it to black. And then I'm going to go to hit make it. Make sure, being that we're making a shirt, you're going to want to turn your mirror on, and that's going to flip it so that it goes on the shirt the correct way. And then I'm going to go back to this screen here, and I'm going to click snap mat. And I love this feature. It just makes it so much easier than you can just use the same mat and just put the two different vinyls on the same mat, and I just love it. So I like using the snap mat feature. So I'm going to click snap mat, and this is what comes up. It took me way longer than this, but y'all didn't need to see me struggle. And that's what it's going to look like. And then you're just going to move your vinyl to where you want it to be cut. So black, I want that to be in the silver glittery HTV, and then I want the Barbie to be pink. So and I know you've already done it, but I'm gonna repeat it. Go ahead and like this video if it was helpful, comment, and subscribe and turn on your notifications. So as you can see, my Cricut is cutting out the design in my vinyl. And make sure whenever you're doing the iron-on vinyl that you place the sticky, shiny side or the colored side down so that it can cut the vinyl. Then I'm going to remove my mat and weed out my vinyl, which is basically remove the unwanted vinyl that's in the way. And this is me just showing what it's going to look like whenever I put it together like a puzzle piece. Also, one of my parts from the vinyl for the first layer, which is the black part, the silvery part came up, so I'm trying to put that back in the right place. So now I'm going to find the center of my shirt by folding it in half and taking my iron and making a crease on it so that when I open it back up, I see where the center of the front of the shirt is. And this is me ironing to form that crease. And once I do that, I'm going to open the shirt back up, and it'll have a crease line showing where the middle of the shirt is. And I'm going to basically get ready to put my vinyl down. So I'm going to take that vinyl piece and take it apart. And I did fold it in half the same way I did the shirt to find the middle piece of the vinyl. And then I'm going to measure 3 inches down from the neckline and iron on the first layer. Once my first layer is on there, I'm going to then go in and fit the Barbie part, which fits inside those pieces like a puzzle. I'm going to basically lay that down and make sure I have it in the right place and iron that down as well. And each time I do the ironing, I'm going to put the wax paper in between the design and the iron so that I don't burn what's already down. Now, I don't have to do it for that first layer just because there's nothing else there but that, but I get into the habit of doing it just in case, because I don't want to mess up anything in the future by not putting that down because I forgot. So then I can pull it off, that plastic, and then I iron the back of the shirt, and that's it. We've made a shirt together. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on your notifications. I make a lot of stuff on here, and you can watch some other videos here.